Wasn't involved on that day, but he will be very much hoping to be involved in a Challenge Cup date this time around. Oh, this is the way they're lining up today. Wakefield are without one of their main playmakers, Jamie Rooney, because of injury. So plenty expected of Sam Obst and Danny Brough in the halves, but Tony Martin could be key to their midfield mix as well. It's an experienced Wakefield pack, with the exception of 19-year-old Jay Pitts. He's a young lad with a big future predicted, and this is a big game for him today, a real test for his pedigree this afternoon. The Wigan backs, a back line that is splashed with talent. It includes a World Cup winner in Thomas Luluai. Tim Smith's really begun to find some form of late, and England international Martin Gleeson is a recent big signing from St Helens. In the forwards, Gareth Hock is always a handful one way or another. Michael McAlorum continues at hooker in the continued absence of Mark Riddell. And on the benches, Wakefield have Frank Winterstein making his debut. Wigan have the two young Tompkins brothers who've been making real names for themselves of late. Sam Tompkins in particular might yet be a star of this game before it's out. Phil Bentham is our referee today, and our video referee, the man in the box, is Ian Smith. The sun shines across Bellevue. It will be Wakefield to get us underway here.
Stay on.
And the winners today will have genuine ambitions to win this famous old competition. Opportunity knocks for someone, and straight away it's an opportunity that knocks for Wakefield. Luluai unable to keep hold of that, and a drop out underneath the sticks will give Wakefield first touch of the ball.
Yeah, and Claire and the boys mentioned earlier, it's very blustery, the wind, but I think it does favour the Wakefield Wildcats in the first half. Very, very strong. Kicking game will be crucial to the result of this game. It'll be awkward for the catchers.
Well, that's exactly the start that Wakefield would have wanted. Now, what can they do with the ball in hand? Here comes Tony Martin. First drive by him and met by a three-man welcoming committee. Snitches the man at dummy half. And a drive by Moore, who is lifted in the air and dumped on his back. He's had a stomach illness of late, has Richard Moore. He's lost a lot of weight, but he's battled back into the game very bravely and very well. Leolatu driving on. Wakefield in prime position here. Sam Obst, interestingly, is up at dummy half. It's taken on by Martin.
Two in.
Well, already we can see maybe a change in the predicted game plan for John Keir, because Sam Obst looks as though he's playing at dummy half and not at standoff as named, as the ball is scooped to the ground and away by Brough. Little juggle by Peterson. Play on, says the referee. And taken on that far side by Demetriou. Well, there is a change. It's a knock-on. It's Wigan's head and feet here, but the change, it would appear that Obst is playing at hooker, and Leolatu at loose forward. Demetriou is out in the centres and not at loose forward, and Tony Martin very much in the midfield role for the start of this game. How that pans out, we'll have to see.
Very good start by both sides. Offensively, trying to create the numbers, but very good defence by Wigan. Three-man the tackle, turned him on his back.
Hard work required by the Wigan pack here as Bailey takes it only 15 yards away from his own line. Wigan were once part owners of the Challenge Cup, of course, and Fielden has knocked on. Well, it's another mistake, and when it comes to cup-tie football, you can't afford to make too many of those, and Wigan have made two already.
No, I'm not sure what he's trying to do, really. He took the ball in very strongly, whether he's trying to offload or not, or just the hit to the tackle. I think he spins to offload, loses control. Mistake, another opportunity.
It's another prime position that Wakefield have been granted here. As Blamire, the fullback, dances up into the line.
Hold Wigan.
It's Danny Brough at dummy half. Obst to his left, but he goes for the forward, and Oliver Wilkes.
Second.
Again, you could just see the temptation to offload there, but kept hold. Obst again, more to his left. Almost a standing start when he takes it. Not too much trouble for that Wigan defensive line. Here's Obst. Goes right, Brough. Wider still, Demetriou with a handoff, and the try! Just brushed away George Carmon, and Wigan have themselves to blame because they've twice offered Wakefield the position to strike, And on the second invitation, Wakefield have greatly accepted, and Dimitriou in the centres is the scorer.
Yeah, goal came from the knock on by Stuart Fielding. As you said, Dimitriou playing in midfield. Very versatile, Dimitriou. This is the mistake. Scrum. Just watch as the ball goes wide, they're all set. Great long ball. He's just caught ball watching a little bit and gets on the outside of him. Very good try.
Well, John Keir has pulled a fast one here. He's named a team, but the team that has come out is just slightly different from how he named it, and whether that's contributed to that try, we may never know. But Dimitriou, who is named at loose forward, very much in the centres, has scored the opening try, and Wakefield off to a flyer. And Danny Brough would love to add the two as well. See the strength of the wind by the flags fluttering in the background. The kick is a good one, but it's not quite good enough. It is wide, but Wakefield lead here by 4 points to 0.
As the ball comes wide, if we run it on there. Stop it there. This is the guy that's just ball watching. He's watching the ball go. Ball gets on the outside shoulder of him. To run it on there. And the fend is just too big, really. Scores a try.
Well, it's another mistake by Wigan, because right from the kick-off, they are not having a good day from kick-offs, because it has gone straight out of play, which has given a penalty to Wakefield back on the halfway line. Well, if John Keir had to write a script of how he would want this game to start, this is exactly it, isn't it? Wigan unsettled by 3 mistakes now inside this opening 5 minute, and Wakefield already very much in the ascendancy.
It's very, very strong.
Onside, lads, stay behind it.
It's going to be Danny Brough who will look for the touchline, and has found it well enough.
Okay. Halfway, Wigan here.
And again, they start from an excellent position here with 6 tackles to hammer this Wigan line.
Wait. Hold.
Sam Obst with the tap.
First.
There's the initial drive from Pitts.
Both feet. And wait.
Second rower doing a front rower's job at the moment. Back to Martin. Martin to Blaymite. Little ball back on the inside to Atkins, and Atkins attracting 2-3 defenders. Unable to puncture a hole through that Wigan defence just at the moment, but Wakefield are set fair again here as Obst picks up. Here's Brough. Inside, and a hammering run! A hammering run! There was no way they were going to stop Tavita Leolato. Punctured right through the middle of them. What a start by Wakefield. Barely 6 minutes played, and already they have 2 tries. 2 tries on the board. Would you believe it?
Well, this is a simple missed tackle. You can see by Andy Coley's reaction, wasn't happy. Good pace, but this is a mistake once again from the kick-off. The wind against them, but it's going left to right as well, so straight in touch. Just watch this as the ball comes across. It's a simple drop-off. The gap is a little bit too big, but he falls off the tackle. There we are, simple drop, easy play, missed tackle, simple.
Tavita Leolato, had he been playing in the hooker's role as named, might not have been running through that hole, but playing at loose forward, he has done. So both those tactical switches from John Keir have both served their purpose in the opening stages of this game. Jason Dimitriou at centres has scored, and Tavita Leolato at loose forward has scored as well.
Well, they won't be happy with that. A little bit slack in defence. Great running though. It's a missed tackle.
Well, you and I were together, weren't we, when what was a calamitous semi-final. Wigan against... Oh, that's a knock-on. Knock-on, and the mistakes are carrying on here.
Yeah.
There's going to be a drop-out underneath the sticks. What I was going to say was we were together for the Wigan-Catalan semi-final, and there were shades of that to the start of this game.
A little bit, yes. And that's the mistake that Wigan were looking for. It's very difficult conditions. You'll have to wait, you know, wait your kick properly, not to kick it too strongly. The ball will go dead, not to miss touch. But catching the ball is very difficult in this swirling wind.
Well, we just caught a glimpse there of John Keir, and the fingers were going. He does have a reputation. That's a huge kick. Huge kick. Andy Coley fumbles it, but it went quite clearly backwards. But it has lost Wigan another 5 yards or so. So in trying to get prime position back again here, they've still got a bit of work to do. Here's Luluai. Such a menacing presence, especially when he runs from dummy half, as the Australians found in that World Cup final last year. McAlorum, who was the nominated dummy half now, picks up onto Bailey. I know Lachlan had to grab a little behind him, which lost a bit of the momentum. A bit of a fumble from Gleeson. He's up to his feet, but not for long. And here comes tackle 6, so 30 yards away. Wigan will be prompted into putting the kick in, as Tim Smith does. And a regulation touch finder will give Wakefield head and feet 10 yards out from their own line. Tanya's down on the touchline. Tanya.
Yeah, I've got with me Wakefield's 18th man, Luke George. Luke, flying start for your side.
Yeah, it's been a very good start for us, very positive. We just need to stick at it, you know, play them down their end, because they're obviously most dangerous when they're in our own half. So we just need to stick at it and keep playing well.
Luke, thank you.
You're welcome.
Luke George, the son of Wilf George, who was a teammate of yours, wasn't he?
Hold, Wigan.
I played against Wilf, yes.
Wait, go.
You don't play with him? No. You'd know, to be fair. Although the knocks you've taken over the years, perhaps you wouldn't.
Slowly taking effect.
10 minutes played, very nearly, and Wigan trailing here by those 10 points to 0. Oh, the ball's been lost.
Well,
and it's an excellent position for Carmon. Left it goes to Richards, and Pat Richards, in his 100th Wigan appearance, might, and we have to underline at this stage, might have scored a try.
I'm not sure if the ball was stolen in the tackle, or I think he tried to offload it. That's what he's asking. Takes the ball in. Brooks takes the ball in. Two-man tackle.
Oh. Well,
from that angle, it looks like a steal. But he didn't have control of the ball, did he? That's the question. Did he have control of it? Let's have a look. That's a tough call, that is. Here we are. Let's have a look at this. I think he lost it. Didn't have control of the ball. What do you think, Dave?
well, one side or the other is not going to be happy here,
No,
because they will both make a case.
It's definitely more than one man in the tackle, look. Does he lose that or not? That's the question. And there's only one man who can answer it, really. It's one man's decision, that's Ian Smith.
It's a tough call.
This decision could go either way, really. Somebody's going to be happy. Let's have a look. I think the left hand is in there. Or, yeah, I think Coley's left hand stripped the ball. What do you think?
Well, Ian Smith will make his decision. And he has made his mind up. This could be a key moment in the game. If Wigan get this, they're back in it. If denied, Wakefield remain in the ascendancy. It is no try, and it will be a penalty for Wakefield.
It was one of those, it could have gone either way, couldn't it? But I think personally, I think that's the right call. Coley's left hand was in there, and I think that nudged the ball. I'm quite surprised why Wakefield, with a strong wind behind them, didn't kick earlier in the tackle count. Why put yourself under pressure with a strong wind?
Well, how important could that be in the final reckoning? 10-0 the lead remains in Wakefield's favour as Obst from dummy half. Here's Wilkes.
The Wigan Warriors are controlling every tackle. The two tries have been, two poor tackles, really, and they find themselves 10 points behind. Wakefield worked out taking their opportunities. Danny Brough is dictating, the play.
There's Obst, and now Martin. Atkins, who's a real genuine candidate to be playing for England before the end of this season, either in France next month or in the Four Nations. He's been given the penalty here as well.
Where there? On there, Danny?
Decision is to go for touch, I think. Well, they might just take a tap. No, they are going to go for touch.
With this
Back up, Wigan.
strong wind, though,
Tim, come on.
In a cup game, might still take the points. The strong wind. They're going to be up against in the second half. They need as much points as they can get on the board.
There's Wilkes with a drive, the Scottish international. Obst picks up from dummy half.
Second, move Sean.
Snitch can't find a way through. Again, they search this blind side, and Atkins is held up very close to that Wigan line.
Stand. Stay back. Go.
It's Obst again. scampering away. Oh, it's dropped backwards, is it? No, it's not. It is a knock-on. So an excellent position is given away by Wakefield.
It seems these days that every time someone drops the ball, whichever way it goes, it's a scrum or a knock-on, isn't it? Let's go back. Yeah.
I think we've seen our fair share of handling mistakes from both sides in this game, haven't we?
It's very difficult, again, you know, with a blustery win, you can't emphasise enough, even the passing, you know, if you throw these long cut-out balls, the wind's going to catch it.
Well, we're going to need a turnaround of fortunes here, and quickly. It's Luluai picks up from dummy half.
They've just got to keep possession now, finish the set, they'll get a good kick in. Good break.
Well, that's nice play by McAlorum. Good covering by Richard Moore to make sure he didn't get too far away. Luluai, here's Hawk, who really does punish defenders down that left channel, but he has lost it. That's what he does as well. He does lose possession all too often.
Well, against this strong wind, they've got to keep possession and finish the set and maybe roll the ball into touch to kill the clock. That's their game plan in the first half.
Clouds are gathering above Bellevue as well. I don't think we're too far away from our first heavy shower of the day. As Leo Lato again takes it in uncompromising fashion. This is Obst down that blind side. Demetrian, lifted well high.
Knock on, great tackle.
Andy Curley, terrific hit. He might have taken a bit of a cut eye as a result of his exploits, but he's given his side possession here from the scrum.
Good tackle. I think he might have caught the elbow coming in there. But the defence has been solid.
Go behind play, please. Cheers. Okay, you need 5 in the pack, Wigan. Andy Curley's out to this play.
Former Salford player Andy Curley.
5 in the pack.
England international as well.
Andy! Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Okay. Stay there. Time on.
Curley's being treated. The game continues. Wigan packing down with 5.
First. Move! Go!
Tim Smith has played well the last couple of weeks, hasn't he, Dave? You know, he's kind of found his form in the Super League. Maybe took a little bit of time to adjust, but he's a very clever footballer.
He's very good with ball in hand. It's a terrific pass on him. Great vision as well. They've lost possession here. What's he given? Knock on.
First knock on by Wakefield.
It'll be Wigan's head and feed. Yeah, Tim Smith, if there is a criticism of his game, is he doesn't take the line on often enough. He doesn't run with the ball in hand, but as a passer and as a general, he is a terrific player.
Yeah, first goal, knock on. I think he's got that right as well. Referee.
Here's Richards.
They've got to try and keep possession now.
Here's Phelps, the fullback, and now Gleeson. Still a handy enough player in the centres for Wigan to spend out big money to sign him from Warrington.
Third. Move!
McAlorum. Now Fielden. In on the angle, shrugs away one and looks for support and finds it in the shape of McAlorum. Good offload there from Fielden, and McAlorum scurrying on. Now it's Bailey whose turn it is to bend his back. This is Smith. Luluai. Sharp play across the line. O'Loughlin. Oh, it's bounced into the hands of Richards, who pops it back on the inside, and Carmont has got it down. A little scruffy in the final passing movement, but nonetheless, a good Wigan try. They will not be denied by the radio referee this time. Carmont has got Wigan back in the game.
And how often do you see a bouncing ball causing havoc in the defence? Cuts him in. Good finish.
Well, the Wakefield fans are not happy here. O'Loughlin's pass. That seems okay for Carmont to finish. So Pat Richards, having been denied a try just a few moments ago, now has a chance to add 2 to the one that George Carmont has scored. And he's put it wide. He's not having the best of kicking seasons this season, Pat Richards.
Here we are, ball comes in, good finish. Inside ball, but it's the bouncing ball.
Well, here we go again. It's a bit of a harem-scarum game so far, isn't it? No time to really settle.
First, move. Hold.
Here's Smith. Now Fielder.
Second, move. Wait.
So McAlorum.
Third, move.
Bailey's eventually dealt with. McAlorum sets off from dummy half again and goes searching for any kind of progress he might discover behind the ruck, but it's well covered by Wakefield's defence. And now Smith
Steve.
and Fielden.
5.
Already reached the 5th tackle, so the next will be the last. Just about on the halfway line, and Smith again with one of those regulation kicks looking for touch. Well, Blamey's done well.
First.
Difficult ball to take, but he did well.
Hold Wigan. Go.
Martin.
Second, move. Wait. Go.
Again, that pass, you know, with the wind so blustery, the wind's going to catch and take it away from the runner.
Danny Brough, that's a big kick from Danny Brough.
Okay. Using the
That
wind
finds touch, it's a
well.
terrific kick, but it's just going to hold up in the in-goal area and a chance for Phelps to run it away. How good is the Wakefield chase? More comes forward, and the tackle is good, and Wigan start from there. Let's hear from the touchline again, Tanya.
Got Wigan's Harrison Hanson with it. How do you see the start so far?
Well, we've got off to a shaky start. You know, we've not had the best start, and you know, that's what we need in this type of game. But, you know, if we get decent field position, then you know, we can score tries.
Thanks ever so much.
No, thanks.
Held. Move. 3. Wait. Sam.
Here's Smith.
Just hold it, Sam.
Not Bailey.
Come on. 4. Move. And wait. Go.
Smith again from dummy half. Carmont.
Great ball.
Here's Roberts. Roberts with a step on the inside and the offload as well. Carmont now can continue the move. Now Bailey. Wigan players queuing up. Phelps had come dashing into the line looking for the pass, but it didn't come. Here's tackle 6. McAlorum's chip again. Again looking for the field position, but taken away by Blameyer.
They've come back into this game now, the Wigan Warriors, because they've just held on and completed the test and put a good kick in. And what they're doing is, sometimes with the wind behind you, you know the kick is going to be, you know, a very long kick. So they're not making the yardage that maybe they, you know, they should be doing.
Move. Go.
It's been an awful long time since Wigan, by their standards, have won a major trophy. 2002, 7 long barren years.
40.
Even longer from Wakefield's point of view. You have to go back to 1963 when they won the cup, 68 when they won the championship.
First.
Very little to cheer about since.
Hold here. Go. Held. 2. Hold, Sam. Go. That's okay.
Here's Roberts.
Third. Move. Hold here. Back.
It's McAlorum. On by O'Loughlin.
4. Move, Jason. Wait. Go.
McAlorum
On the
again.
mark, Sean.
It's Hawk down that left-hand channel. Oh, Richards can't keep it in play.
Yeah, he's in touch.
And it will be head and feet to Wakefield, so a victory for the Wakefield defence here.
Yeah. Just watch the try, okay? How often do you see when the ball goes to the ground? Just stop it there.
Guys.
Just watch this guy flying in there. If you run around quickly, the bouncing ball, he takes the man, it's missed out, goes to the ground. And he scores.
Stand. Go. Second. Move.
Snatch of the first thrust. Here comes Obst. That's a good offload again from inside the tackle. Just makes the defending team work a little harder, have to put in those extra tackles. A couple of likely lads on the touchline. Afita Paliasina especially is capable of changing the momentum of a game when he comes on.
5, move!
It's tackle 6, Obst.
It's outside.
Well, it's gone up. Where's it going to come down? It's a huge one, but well taken by Phelps.
That's
and a good clearing run as well.
I think he was knowing the call didn't come early, so he had to come for it late. A very good take, and now they're on the front foot.
Here's Roberts. There is a flyer if he can get into his stride, but back comes Brough to make the tackle a good one. And Wigan in decent position again here and building nicely.
Move and wait.
3 tackles gone, 3 to come. Luluai.
McAloram's played well, hasn't he?
Well, that's a good surging run by Andy Kolick. 2 tackles away. Luluai, little dancing steps from the Kiwi.
5.
Last tackle. Wakefield's defence is under real pressure here now. Smith with a kick. It doesn't look too good, and it's taken on the full.
That's a very tough kick, Tim Smith. You know, he knows he's trying to do it, but very difficult.
Demetriou sensed a possible weakness on this near side on the Wigan defence, but Gleeson bumps him over. Here's Atkins. Oh, nice offload from out of the tackle, and again from Martin. And here comes Peterson.
Move. Go.
I think Atkins has been hurt in that tackle.
3rd. Move and hold. Wait.
Here's Obst. Banged forward again by Kyle Bibb, who's on from the interchange bench.
Wait. Go.
This is Obst. And now Brough. And Leo Latu again.
5. Go.
6 tackle.
It's a very good kicking of a ball. Brough, considering he's the only kicker, the pressure's coming on him. He is a very clever footballer.
Yeah, Andy Coley just come off substituted. They're just going to work on his left eye at the moment. Came off with a fairly nasty cut, but should be fine.
These things are meat and drink to rugby league players these days, aren't they? It's like cut above the eye.
Sean, wait in there.
6 stitches injected and back
Pass
you'll come.
Back on.
Hold. Out.
Here's Richards. Differential penalty. It's not often you see one of those.
No, but Richards just called it, didn't he?
Tap taken.
That's very clever play by Richards. You're not going to get much yardage against this strong wind. Took the tap.
Go.
There's McAloram.
That was clearly forward. But as I said, I've been very impressed with McAloram. Distribution has been good. He's a few darts. If he's not acting half-back, you know, he takes the ball up.
Oh, there's
Great
Hawk.
run.
Such an angular player, and inside for Luluai, McAloram in support, and he will run away and score the try that should bring parity back to the game, right underneath the sticks. Well, the referee again is asking for the video replay here.
Ian, we're just checking whether Gareth Hawk led with the elbow.
Well, we talked about the angular nature of Gareth Hawk. He is all knees and elbows. The question is whether on this occasion the elbow was illegally used.
He's a very awkward. That's very difficult to see whether he led, you know. Let's have a look.
Well, from that angle, he led with the forearm.
With the forearm, not the elbow, the forearm. So again, it's only one man's call. You know, these video referees have got such a tough job. If you play that at normal speed, then you'll see if he leads or not. It's very difficult.
Well, the Wakefield fans have seen enough for them to call for Gareth Hawk to be sent off as a result of that. Never mind the try not be allowed. What does Ian Smith think about this?
Yeah, I thought so as well.
Nothing wrong with it, according to Ian Smith. The try is given. Michael McAloram having supported the break superbly well, and Gareth Hawk doing what he does. That's his game. And he's done it well enough to help Wigan back to a position where If Pat Richards puts this over, they will be all square again. Shouldn't miss this.
Okay, mate.
And he won't miss that. First success of the day. It's 10 points apiece.
It's a lovely break. That's forward. It's a lovely. The Hawk goes early, bumps him off, but the inside support are the ones. One support, two support players. It's a great run, quick play the ball, and they're gone.
So it started with Wakefield very much in the ascendancy, but Wigan, having made those early mistakes and given tries away, have grafted themselves back into this cup tie. And it's all square at 10 points apiece. Here's Paliasina. A real handful. Feko Paliasina, eventually dragged down, but momentum very much Wigan's way now.
Move, Danny! And wait.
John Keary's renowned for his fingers flickering. Intense moments of the game. Brian Noble is very much a chewing gum muncher. And his jaw, no doubt, will be going up and down with his side, getting back into this match.
The big Wigan runners now making some inroads into this defence.
Okay, play on.
That's Luluai's kick. Oh, well juggled by Matt Blaymire, the fullback.
First. Move! Hold.
Yeah, there you see. Brian Noble, plenty
Second.
to chew on.
Move! Go!
Atkins. That's good play by Ryan Atkins.
Third.
It's the kind of form that makes him a standout three-quarter player when it comes to possible England selection
Yeah,
this year.
I think they've got to go, go to him, but he's struggling with his rib. I doubt if he's going to carry on. He is struggling, holding his rib.
Go.
He's up
Danny,
against
go on,
Martin
Danny.
Gleeson today as well, which is a real interesting matchup from an international point of view. Phelps should have this covered. It's a good chase, led by Martin, helped by Peterson, and he's almost dragged back towards his own line.
Hold. Wait.
He's lost the ball, has he? No, he hasn't. Just about kept hold.
Second. Move! Hold.
Paliasina.
Third. Move!
He loves it.
Jackson.
Absolutely loves it. Usually wears a
Steve, on the move.
cherry hat, not the black hat he's wearing today, as O'Loughlin takes it in again.
On the move, Steve, eh? 4. Move!
Still a couple of tackles left in this set, but Wigan are still very much deep inside their own half. So Hawk is the pantomime villain of the moment.
5. Go!
Luluai.
He's clear.
Very awkward customer, isn't he, Hawk?
Here's Blaymire.
First. Move! Wait. Go. Tim, give me that information first.
Grix, captain the Irish in the World Cup with great effect.
Held! 2. Move! Go.
And now Obst from dummy half. Here's Martin. Winterstein on debut. Frank Winterstein off from the bench, the former Canterbury Bulldog player.
Gone looking for the ball, hasn't he?
Go on, Martin.
He'll be looking to have a big effect today as well.
4. Move!
Here's Obst.
I think at the moment the Wigan defence is controlling this game. 2 or 3 in a tackle is slowing all the play the balls down. Defence are getting organised, very difficult.
Move!
As I said, only 2 missed tackles, Dave, and that's how the tries were scored.
Oh, he's going for a drop goal here, is Danny Brough, and I think he's got it. Little glance right and left, and he has been given it. Now, what do you make of that as a tactic? 29 minutes played, and Danny Brough cuts over the one-pointer.
I think that just shows the strength of the Wigan defence at the moment, you know. About 10 minutes earlier, they had a penalty and went for the touch line, and now they take a drop goal. It's very, very well struck. But I'm not sure, with this wind as well, I'd have hung it in the air and, you know, taken the chance of going for the 6-pointer. Maybe the 1-pointer is a little bit too early in the game for me.
Well, coaches do say it sometimes gives a psychological edge to the other side when you go for drop goals too early in the game.
I don't know, the Wigan defence has been solid, and I think that's what Danny Brough thought. That's a great kick, that is.
Well, it's caught up in the wind. And it's Grix who's caught it well.
I think he'll be disappointed in that chase. I don't think they expected the height on that kick.
Second.
Here's Steve
Move.
Snitch, back in his second spell here at Wakefield after 2-3 years at Huddersfield.
Well, he's the go-to player now, isn't he?
Winterstein is a big fella, isn't he? But he's not
Winterstein.
played that, but he wasn't impeded at the play the ball. So the penalty goes Wakefield's way.
You feel Wakefield have got to do something now in this set. They started very, very well, looked threatening. But since the second try,
Hold.
defence has dictated.
With Brad Drew on the pitch, that will give Wakefield a little bit extra as well. He has been struggling with a knee injury this week, Brad Drew.
You can see
He's
he's
fit to play this morning.
actually limping now, Brad Drew.
Second.
I think just his running style. I think he's reached a certain age. He's had so many injuries. That's the way he runs. That's his natural way.
All right.
Third. Move.
Here is Drew, moving up to dummy half, the general in that position. Back to Snitch, behind the line to Martin. Martin along now.
There he is
Winterstein
again.
bumps it forward. Tackle 10 yards away.
So
Wakefield are winding themselves up here. Tackles to hit this Wigan line with. Drew again. Who wants it? Who wants it?
Oh, there's no one shooting out of the Wigan defensive
Both
line.
feet. And hold. Go.
Tackle 6. So Drew to Brough. It's a gamble back to Martin. It's been put down and it has been knocked on.
Wait for me, Wigan.
And that's a disappointing end to the 6 there for Wakefield.
And again,
Hand
when
it
they put
over,
the
Dan.
pressure on him,
Wait.
it
Okay,
was
Sean.
McElroy again, wasn't it? Put himself about.
Oh dear.
First.
Just about kept hold of by Paul Prescott.
Hold. Go.
Here's Luluai.
Second.
It's Joel
Move.
Tompkins who's
And
on
wait.
at the moment.
Hold. Go. It's off the foot. That's okay.
Here's a Lachlan. That's a good break by
Inside
Sean
support.
Lachlan now, and
He
he
scores.
has support as well. And away goes Cameron Phelps. Plenty in hot pursuit, but they're not going to catch him. And the Aussie Flyers in. And Wigan, having been down by 10 points to 0, now have a lead here of 14 points to 11. It's been quite a response.
Jason. Oh, sorry. Jason. Pull
It's the
back
mistake. Just watch.
Chance to score, yeah.
The drop off, he runs over Brad Drew first of all, then straightens up, goes again, the second missed tackle. Great support play by the fullback. You can't see him there, he's steaming up on the inside. Lovely, lovely ball.
Good chase by Griggs, who never gave up.
Just watch, inside ball, bang, he comes short, one slips off, second one slips off, but just watch him tracking. Here he got the shot, he comes in here, bang. That's it. Lovely, lovely finish.
Well, again, it's a nice easy kick in front of the sticks for Pat Richards. He'll take all the time he can, settle himself. But Wigan now lead by 16 points to 11. 10-0 down inside the opening 6 minutes. But they have dug deep and they've come up trumps.
Great full back play. There he is, one missed tackle, two missed tackles. He looks around, he knows the support is there, picks the right runner. Good finish, Cameron Phelps.
I sense he enjoyed that moment as well. So Wakefield have got a big exercise in showing their character now.
Time that drop, Danny.
Everything was going their way, but everything now is going against them, and they have to stem this tide as Luluai
Still first.
picks up that wonderful offload again
Second.
from Paliasina.
Move. Hold. Wait.
Tanya's on the touchline with some news. Tanya.
Yeah, just while Pat Richards were taking that conversion, physio's on working on Gareth Hogg, who's got a tight back, and they're just concerned about that knocking onto his hamstrings if that continues. Also, Ryan Atkins, they've confirmed that he has taken a knock to the right-hand side of his ribcage, but at the moment he's fine, but they are keeping an eye on him.
Both players still out there, but both obviously in the wars, and here is Hock man with a back injury. It's a flip out of the back door, and Paliasina drives it forward again.
They're just standing off now, the defenders, leaving Hawk, especially Loughlin, to run at them. And that's all they're doing. Good kick, kill the clock. Big wind advantage second half, though it has dropped a lot.
They're coming in like second half there.
Yes, Hawk. He runs very, very high, doesn't he? So a lot of people say he does lead with the elbow. I thought that was the right decision, and it was a try.
Such an awkward customer to
He
tackle.
is very, very awkward. He's deceptively quick as well.
Move! One. Just drop off.
Just under 5 minutes left of this first half, and it's been eventful as well.
Second.
I think
Move!
Winterstein has taken the ball up, but there's been no support runner with him.
There's Skilthorpe. Always worth following him because
Third.
his ability to offload is legendary.
Here, Tom. Hold.
Wigan have slowed that right down again.
Everyone. And I think they've got a kick early. They're not making the yardage now. Try and get a 40-20 with this. 20-40 with this wind, you know.
Well, Wakefield need to build a bit of momentum, don't they? I mean, they play the ball again. It's slow.
40.
Out from dummy half. Shoots Drew. It's a decent kick, but Richards will bring it back.
You had to go for it, really, Brad Drew, because they'd closed Bruff down very quickly.
First. Move! Holds. Go.
And again, he fought then to stay on his knees, didn't he, Richards? Quick play the ball.
Move.
You know, give
Steve, come on. Wait here.
Paliasina more chance.
Wait.
Paliasina scrambles back up to his feet, and here's Luluai. Driven in by Joel Tompkins.
Move! Hold.
Quicker to his feet. Luluai to Hawk. Hawk just bouncing them off, bulldozing them away. Even a tougher customer like Brad Drew struggling to contain that awkward customer, Luluai.
Certainly targeting Drew, aren't they?
Here comes tackle 6, Phelps with Smith, and Smith again just rakes that ball through. Blaymeyer behind his own line when he collects, gets it back in the field of play, but it's an awful long way back down the field for Wakefield from that position. Smith has not done anything spectacular today, but the simple kicking game, he's done very well, hasn't he? But they have given away a penalty.
Didn't need to there. They were under pressure, the Wildcats. Forwards are struggling to get back.
On the mark, Brad.
There's a real tired look about Wakefield at the moment.
Start your run further back, Brad. Up here, lads.
Will be of concern to John Keir. Two balls on the pitch temporarily, hence the referee wants the tap to be taken again.
Wait! First! Move!
Definitely feel momentum is with Wigan.
Go. Second. Move! Go!
Well, the meter's made, tells its own story. Another interesting stat which we'll come to in just a second as that ball is dropped back inside for Scott Griggs. Another interesting stat is the runs from dummy half. Wakefield have made 3 runs from dummy half, Wigan 15, which tells you the difference between McLaurin and what Wakefield have to offer. But here comes Atkins. That's a good break. Where's the support? Here it is. Martin, oh dear, that was a poor kick.
Wrong option, wrong option. Lovely break by Atkins. No effect of his rib problem there, but the wrong option by Martin. It was a 3-on-2, should have gone, put it through the hand. But as you said, the runs from dummy half, 15-3. It's all about the conditions. They just want to get up the field, make it an easier kicking position for Smith or Lulai, and just run the clock down. Tactically, I think they've been better in the first half. You know, they haven't used, Danny Bruff hasn't used the, you know, the wind. I don't think one maybe up and under.
Well, that was tackle 6, so Wakefield have done a real job in defence there in penning Wigan in. And now the reward is ball and possession back inside Wigan's half at the start of the 6th.
Move, back up, Tim. Go.
Skillthorpe. Stabbed that arm free, but nobody tantalisingly close enough for him to consider the offload. Drew. Here's Demetriou.
Got a problem now because Brough is down and there's no one controlling it.
Well, the hooters sounded, but they'll have to wait for the tackle to be completed, which it is now. Wakefield off to a flyer. Wigan have responded superbly well, which means at half-time, Wigan lead here by 16 points to 11.
And apart from that first 10 minutes, you know, it's been Wigan.
Well, what a first half. The start was a comedy of errors for Wigan as the wind blew them off course. The home side Wakefield scored early with Jason Demetriou. Smiles on Wildcat whiskers as Tavita Liolato punched through the middle. They led 10-0. Wigan thought they'd scored their first with Pat Richards. It was disallowed, but George Carments was allowed. Wigan were back in it. Gareth Hock handed off a defender and Michael McAlorum scored to bring the scores level. A drop goal from Danny Brough gave the home side the fractional edge, and Sean O'Loughlin for Wigan made the break. Cameron Phelps sprinted under the posts. The score at half-time, Wakefield 11, the visitors Wigan 16. Let's go pitch side and join Tanya Arnold.
And with Mike Forshaw, the Wigan condition, Mike, a bit slow at the blocks your side.
Yeah, it was. We made some false errors early in the game, and it was always going to be out because of the wind that Wakefield had behind them. But I think, towards the back end of the first half, we built some tempo, and we built some pressure on them. But you can see Wakefield are not going to go away.
Absolutely, but you must be delighted with the way your side sort of regrouped and came back.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, the tempo we showed and the energy we showed the last 20 minutes of the first half has been great, and we're lucky not to have a couple more tries, I feel.
Mike, thanks for your time. We'll let you get back in the dressing rooms.
Well, let's have a look at a few of the key statistics there. You can see possession actually in Wakefield's favour. Very evenly matched. The scores are tight. What is making the difference? The wind does seem to be absolutely crucial, Justin.
I think Wigan are making a lot more metres early in the tackle count. They seem to be getting a lot more momentum built with their dummy half running and certainly by their big men. Wakefield, on the other hand, don't seem to be getting any kind of momentum, and they're certainly getting beaten in the territory in terms of metres, and that's allowing Wigan to march down the field and obviously get some points, after that poor start.
It is difficult out there, isn't it? Because it's gusting and I don't think they can read the wind. The kicking seems to be going awry.
Yeah, and I think it's a tougher job for the catchers today because the ball's been put up in the air and the ball's going all over the place. So that makes it really tough. And we saw, Wakefield's enthusiasm, we were able to turn that into points early on in the game. But it's a tough day also for the passing game as well, because we've seen a couple of long passes that are just going behind the players. And that shows that the wind is also having an effect on that as well.
Well, Brian Noble, who's somewhere down there in the Wigan dressing room, oh, there he is in the foreground now, must have been tearing what's left of his hair out, because the start that they made, Justin, it offered Wakefield a really good early chance.
Yeah, exactly. These types of things, you don't expect these types of errors, especially early in the game. There's something that Lulawai doesn't very rarely comes up with a play like that, and that gave Wakefield certainly some good field position. Here we go again, another pass from Field, and this time goes into the tackle. Looks like he's going to have no problem. Looks to offload, the ball goes forward, and again gifting the Wakefield team good field position. You can't afford to do that at any stage, and here we see they're in really good field position here, and this is a really good work try here. We see here the player running the straight line, Demetriou. He starts straight and then angles on the outside and allows him to get on the outside of his opposite and just puts a fend on him. I saw them trying this in the warm-up, and it was I suppose from a coaching point of view, it's good to see somebody try something in the warm-up and then put it into practice in the game. So a very well-worked try there. Good decoy run on the inside, and Demetriou is a big, powerful, normally a back rower playing in the centres today, and he's going to be very hard to stop that close to the line.
And actually the lovely thing about that, we talked before about what a tough time Wakefield have had. Jason Demetriou is wearing the number 8 shirt. He took it over from Adam Watine, the young guy who died, and did it in tribute. So it's wonderful that he got the first try on the board. Very relaxed down there. John Keir sitting down in his chair, going through what needs to be done, because, Robbie, I would think Wakefield will feel, even though they're trailing at half-time, they can still win this.
Yeah, towards the back half of that half, I thought we saw Wakefield just trail away a bit. You know, as Justin mentioned before, they weren't getting any, they weren't able to gain any substance going forward with the ball. But, you know, they take the opportunities when they come. And this was a great lead up for this try. I'm not too sure what Hock is doing here because he goes in for the tackle, but then he pulls out of it. And when Leo Latu was running this line, I thought he's in a lot of trouble here because he's trying to squeeze between Coley, who's a big man, 6'3", and Gareth Hock as well, who's a big man. I thought he was going to absolutely smash. But just at the last moment, Gareth Hock pulls out of that, and it confuses me. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking quite there.
And Leo Latu, when he gets going and when he goes direct, it's all happening. Let's have a look at when Wigan thought they had their first score on the board, and this try was disallowed. What did you make of this, Justin?
Yeah, I think this is a try. It's interpretation. I always thought that his primary objective there is to make the tackle, and the ball's been lost by the Wakefield player. And I always thought the rule was brought in to stop players coming in and just stealing the ball. But I think Coley, when he's come in there, he's tried to add weight to the tackle. I think this should have been a try. It's one of those very grey areas we've got in our game these days. It's an interpretation. Something that needs to get looked at the end of the year. But I suppose one thing we've seen this year is we've seen consistency with that decision from the referees, and that's all we can ask for.
It was only a few minutes later that Wigan did score. This was allowed. Richards was involved again, and George Carman scoring in the end.
Yeah, well-worked try here. They throw some really long passes here. One long pass there from Smith, and you see that one there, that one pass beats two of the Wakefield players straight away. All of a sudden, they're going to be short on the outside. Lulawai recognises that as well. Again, throws another long pass, and because of that, beats two more players. The winger this time has had to come in and try and shut the play down. And even though the pass there is not a good one and it goes to ground, it's still enough space for Richards on the outside to flick it back on the inside to Carmon. So really nice, well-worked try there. Two wide passes from the Wigan team, and we mentioned beforehand how good they are at that, and that just gives them the extra number in that final 10 metres.
That was great ball handling from Richards, actually, Robbie, wasn't it? Because he had to do, you know, the ball was doing all sorts of things, and he's
as a finisher,
improvising.
I mean, we think about Per Richards as a finisher because, you know, he's one of the best jumpers in the world of rugby league. They put the long cross kicks over to him. He can get above in the air, get two hands in the air. So he's got great small skills, as we like to call them, deft skills. And that pass was just perfect. It was reminiscent of the NBA, maybe even Globetrotter-ish.
It was exactly. Well, Wakefield having had the early play, Wigan now were really back into it. A try disallowed, a try scored, and very soon afterwards, a second try to make the scores level.
Again, you talk about well-worked tries. Here we see Jay Pitts there getting back on side. He's the player that actually misses the tackle, and he comes back. You can see the fullback there. He's got his right hand out, saying you need to get to the right-hand side. He gets there. Leo Latu this time gets up. He can see Paliasina with the scrum cap there, trying to stop his momentum, and he's up past the ball. And because he's past the ball, he isolates Pitts, and then Hock with a big, powerful run can just run over the top of Pitts. Good support back on the inside by McAlorum, and they scored a very, very nice try there. But again, you know, you can hardly blame Leo Latu there from trying to get up and put some pressure on the big man Paliasina, and Hock took full advantage by having a one-on-one opportunity.
Now, you felt very strongly this should never have gone to the video referee.
I don't think so. I think the referee needs to make a call on that during the course of the game. If he thinks it's a lead with an elbow, penalise it and stop it there and then. I think, you know, the video referee's there for knock-ons and so forth rather than foul play, and I'm very glad that was given a try because I think it was a fair carry from Hock.
Well, funny decision from Danny Brough to have a drop goal, but he did that. It was 11-10. And then just before half-time, another try for Wigan, and this is what gave them.
Yeah, again, just missed tackles here, nothing special here. And O'Loughlin, who's been in really good form for the Wigan team the last couple of weeks, been playing on the left and the right and the middle, and just come up with a nice carry there back against the grain and just forced a couple of missed tackles from the Wakefield team. He sees Brad Drew, who's a small man, just bumps him off. Then Bibb tries to come in, he wrong foots Bibb, gets on the inside of Snitch there and just shrugs him away. And again, really good support play back on the inside. We see Phelps, who eventually gets the try, but you see Lulawai also in the frame, who's an excellent supporter of the football. So the support in the middle part of the pitch has been really good today.
It's had a bit of everything. You know, we've seen great sprinting, we've seen good ball handling, we've seen interesting kicking.
Yeah, one of the things that separates me for the two teams is when every time Wigan's made a break or a half break, they've got numbers pouring through in support. We saw late in the half there, I think with the second to last set, Ryan Atkins making a break and finding himself isolated with no support coming through for him. And that's one of the two things that's really separating the two teams. I thought in the last 10, 15 minutes, Wakefield's energy levels had just dropped. Yeah. Those enthusiasm levels that they had at that time had just drifted away.
Yeah, they could have scored again before half-time. Let's just have a look and see what is going on Elsewhere, the latest score at Gateshead, that's the only one that has kicked off because obviously Castleford Halifax is a 6 o'clock kick-off this evening. Oldham have an early lead in that they have scored. And tomorrow we are going to be at St Helens for St Helens against Catalan Dragons. That has possible potential for an upset. Certainly all the other sides left in the draw will be hoping that the French side can do it. Now on the red button right now you can see live cross country from the badminton horse trials. Zara Phillips is due to go very shortly. At 4:30 we will follow that on the red button with our Rugby League forum at the conclusion of the cross country. Now Tanya is down by that pitch.
Yes, a host of former stars of the game, Gary Connolly, Steve Hampson and Lee Jackson. Gary, if I start with you with your Wigan hat on, come back well, haven't you?
Yeah, you know, there's a bit of a shaky start, but fair credit to Wigan players, they dug deep and they looked the strongest side going to that first period of the first half.
Do you think they were a little bit thrown by the fact that Wakefield didn't quite line up as they looked on the team sheet?
No, not at all. You don't look at the team sheets, you just concentrate on your own performance, and Wigan got off to a slow start, but they certainly made up for it.
Steve, what do you make of the conditions out here?
Very, very breezy, as you can well see. I think second half, I think Wigan have got the win with them, and I think Wigan will put it high because, like I say, it is very, very breezy, and I think the fullback will have a lot of difficulty.
And it is starting to rain, which could have an impact.
Absolutely.
Lee, you've won this competition. What's it like to get through and win a competition like this?
Well, it's it's fantastic, occasion just to win the Challenge Cup itself, and that's what these guys have done themselves, and just to win it is everybody's dream, and it's just absolutely fantastic.
How do you see the second half going?
I think Wigan will be too strong, I would think so.
Now, you're all here as part of the Steve Prescott Challenge. Now, these two have done a bit more work than you have. You tell us where you cycled from.
From Leeds.
And where have you two cycled from?
We cycled from Wigan this morning. We set off at 6:30 and we got here about 10:30.
Well, shame on you, Lee. They've done a bit more work. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, cycling from Leeds wouldn't be that difficult, but cycling from Wigan is a good effort. Well done. Brian Noble out there on the pitch chewing things over, literally. And Wigan have the edge at the moment, but you just get the feeling there is a lot left in this match to come. Let's rejoin Jonathan Davis and Dave Woods.
Well, it's good to see some of the old-timers, isn't it? And I don't mean Tanya, I mean the players, of course. Last time Wigan were involved in a Challenge Cup final, Gary Connolly played in that game. Seems a long time ago now, doesn't it? And while we're mentioning some of the good work that's being done, Wakefield have obviously suffered their problems off the field, their tragedies off the field, and we've been asked to mention the Adam Wattini Fund Ladies' Night, which is taking place on May the 22nd. So if you're interested in going along and get in touch with the club, you'll learn more about that. But we have a terrific cup tie on our hands today, and 2 seasons in one day. We started in spring sunshine. Looks like we've got a bit of rain and a bit of wind, and it's gone a bit colder as well for the start of this second half.
It has. It'll be interesting to see now where this kick-off goes, because Pat Richards is a big kicker, so if he gives it everything, this is going to fly over the terracing at the back, I think. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with this. I think Tompkins is on, isn't he? Young Sam Tompkins is on. I can see him there.
He's the man who's wearing the number 25, Sam Tompkins, and he's a player to look out for as well. He's only 20 years of age, but in his 12 appearances, he's already scored 11 tries, and he has a confidence about him. He's stick thin, he looks like a twig, but he has this real strength and a real confidence about him that marks him out as a player who could be one to watch for a long time to come. Still learning his game. Brian Noble will be careful to point that out. Still learning the game.
A twig, lanky. I would say he's lanky.
We're underway, second half. What kind of response can Wakefield produce here now? Having set off in terrific style, leading by 10 points to 0 after only 6 minutes. The tries from Demetrio and Leolatu. Brough kicking a goal, but Wigan dug deep, had a try chalked off by the video referee, but Carmont and Phelps. And goals by Richards has given them the lead. McLaurin as well as scorer, 16 points to 11, they lead as we go into this second half. Let's hear from Tanya, who's down on the touchline again. Tanya.
Yeah, Brian Noble has told his team to keep their shape, especially in the line as they kick up field. He wants a high-tempo half as they finish the first half, but he has warned them that Wakefield will not go away.
You can see the rain. Here's Drew with a little chip. It's a reach by Hawk. It's a good take as well.
And that's
Didn't
going to
quite
be
come off.
No, that's going to be their problem now, is making that yardage. They didn't, as Justin said in the studio, the go forward hasn't been great, and that'll put the pressure. Oh.
Well, I thought it was a little unlucky there, Sam Tompkins. He and Sculthorpe coming together, but I don't think there was any menace involved as he flicked out the boot. But the penalty has gone Wakefield's way. The youngster's in trouble here.
Is he trying to get up, he said. Let's have a look. That's dangerous, very dangerous.
Oof. Jason, come on.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. It's okay, Clint. Yeah. But I've got to decide when it's holding down. What you can't do, you can't strike out to his head. Your foot is literally 6 feet off the floor nearly. Okay. It's never 6 foot. 4.
6 feet off the air, off the ground.
Well, Lachlan said never 6 foot. 4. Going back to the point, you know, they're gonna find it difficult getting into good field position to get the kick, because the kick is going to be difficult into this wind.
Well, it is position that is presented to them again here. Wakefield prospered twice under similar situations in the first half. Can they do something similar here? Here's Martin.
But a little incident like that might fire them up a little bit. It's giving them field position. You do feel they need to get something, because it'll be difficult getting this field position again.
They are running into the rain as well.
Third.
Sculthorpe tackled 10 yards away. 3 tackles to come.
Here, Gareth, come on.
Brad Drew at dummy half. Martin. Driven by Winterstein.
Move, Joel. Stay back.
Without any great effect on that occasion. Drew again. Oh, it's a loose pass. It's a loose pass, but it is picked up by Pitts.
Good tackle, though. Bouncing ball once again.
Tackle 6. Brough from dummy half. Tries to slide it in. Taken behind his line by Richards and back to safety. And I think he'll stay just in the field of play. Yes, he will.
They're just lacking that cutting edge at the moment. There's no one there, you know, helping Brough to pull the strings. It's like a rugby union maul, that is.
Well, I was going to say Wakefield fronting up in defence and penning him in there, but hanging on too long. Gives Wigan the penalty. Jason Demetriou shakes his head.
Yeah, John Keir has told his team to stick together, cut out the errors and work hard. He stressed them it's a do or die 40 minutes to get through to the next round.
There's Paliasina.
Move! Careful, Danny. Go.
This is Luluai. Coley wearing the headband at the start of this second half. Tried to get it away. It was an offload. I think it'll be first knock on here.
Okay, lads. Andy Coley's passed it backwards.
Oh, no, it's not. It's head and feet to Wigan.
Andy Coley's passed it backwards.
So the Wigan knock on.
He's got it right, hasn't he? Andy Coley was trying to throw it backwards.
Yeah, I think he's had a good game. You know, Phil Bentham, he wasn't sure. He's gone to the video ref.
Here we go, lads. And wait.
The crowd inside Bellevue, of course, have the benefit of the big screen, so they're watching all the replays that you at home are watching, and if they don't enjoy what they see, they're making their noises felt and heard. Here's Coley.
Second. Move.
It's another penalty.
Wouldn't be surprised if Richards went for goal, yeah?
Well, he's come and asked for the ball, but I think he's just going to kick to touch. Put the pressure on. Try here for Wigan. Gives them a real stranglehold on the game. Even this early in the second half. Won by Joel Tompkins. So both brothers, Joel and Sam, on the pitch. They have a younger brother as well, Logan, who's in the under-15 side, who will be coming through in the next 2 or 3 years. Paliasina with the offload. Luluai. Obstruction.
Ooh, and Tim Smith is absolutely furious.
Well, Coley came dashing through here. Watch this.
Here we are. Just got to hold your run. You give him the option, just wanted to hold your run. Wasn't much happening there. Penalty. And a very good kick.
It's a very contentious issue, the offsides at the moment. The shepherding, the dummy runs. Not just here, but Australia as well. And you're never entirely sure which way the referee or the video referee is going to go.
touch, move. Hold.
One of the players looking for the impossible offload. You've got to have someone with him as well. As I said earlier,
First.
Winterstein,
Move.
he was taking the ball very strong, but there's no one with him.
Here's Drew, and then Sculthorpe.
Second.
Old-fashioned prop forward in the
Move.
sense that
Hold.
loves to pass the ball when he gets close to the line. Here's oh dear, Snitch has put it down. Now, these are costly errors that Wakefield are making, giving penalties away and giving possession away now.
Yeah, that's
more
that's
errors made by Wigan yet, though.
Yeah, and forced error there.
Yeah, thanks. Cheers. All right. Okay, Tony, hold your position, please. And wait. Out.
Here's Richards.
First. Move.
It's Carmont at dummy half.
Hands up, come on.
Try scorer.
Second.
The first try scorer for Wigan. Back in the first half.
Hold. Go.
Here's Luluai. Hock. Look how much trouble he's causing again.
Move. Here.
Luluai. Paliasina stepping off that right foot and asking the questions of the Wakefield defence. They provide an answer.
Hold the 10, Steve. Go.
Took a couple of tackles to come. Luluai, here's Coley, just urging himself through, and Luluai skipping away, looks for the options and sees out wide. There's an opportunity. Peterson comes in. He's given them another 6 tackles. It's another 6 tackles. Peterson playing at that has given Wigan more time in possession. 6 tackles from here.
Just feel they're so quick, so much difference.
Move.
The speed they play the ball. Wigan are so much quicker.
Kyle. Get square, come on. Third.
Just darting themselves into position again here.
Wait. Go.
There's Luluai, out to Paliasina.
4.
Wanted to get the arm free, but well wrapped up.
Move.
2 to come.
Wait.
Here's Luluai, standing and waiting. Now Tompkins, Sam Tompkins, on ball inside for Hock, and Hock struggling in and struggling to get through.
They've got a great triangle at Wigan. Luluai.
Go.
Here is Luluai. It's Smith again. Foot to ball. Peterson went up, it went backwards. It's play on here, and Hankins has picked it up. Denied a route to the line. That timely tackle. Here comes Patterson. Peterson rather.
At the moment, the biggest difference, when Wigan are attacking, they've got Smith, Prescott, either side, whereas everything comes off Danny Brough, and nobody's helping him out in the offensive part of the game.
Well, it is still superbly poised here. That was a ball steal, penalty for Wakefield. It is still superbly poised here because, although you'd say Wigan are the better team at the moment, John Kianosi's side are only 1 score away from taking the lead. 2 men in the tackle. Luluai yanked it out.
There's the steal.
First. Move.
This is Drew. Here's Brough, and now Moore.
Second.
He was an exceptional player for them last season, Richard Moore, but he's had that illness. Laid him low for a while. He's getting back to his feet now, though. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Martin to Brough. Brough puts it down. Another excellent position is given away.
Far too many errors by the Wildcats. Ball in front, he knows he should have taken that.
Don't forget the red button for him after the game is finished here from 4:30 this afternoon. Jonathan will be amongst those who'll be having his say about the game, and you can have your say as well through the medium of text, etc. And a big game tomorrow, St Helens against Catalan from the ground formerly known as Knowsley Road, and you can hear the draw as well, the draw for the quarterfinals after that match too. So plenty of rugby league, both chat and action and draws coming up over the next 24 hours
4.
here on the BBC.
Move. Go.
This is Luluai. Now Fielden.
5. Move.
30 minutes left to play.
Fine, Brough square.
Smith. That's out on the full.
Yeah. That's good pressure by Wakefield, though. Closed him down very quickly. Wasn't great field position. Tim Smith put the kick in from.
It's Pitts who's struggling. Here's Dimitriou down this right flank.
First, move! Yeah, go.
This is Drew. Sculthorpe.
Second, move, George! And hold.
Here's Drew again. Now Snitch.
Third.
Just setting themselves up in decent position again, Wakefield.
Wait.
3 tackles to come. 20 yards out, so they're in position to strike. Martin with a short ball. Winterstein offloads. That's good. And here's Atkins and now Peterson. And Peterson is dealt with superbly well in defence.
Both feet. Go.
Martin Gleeson who made the tackle. It's Atkins again now as the rain begins to pour at Bellevue. Wakefield are looking for the cracks in this Wigan defence now. Last tackle coming up. Drew throws it wide behind Sculthorpe. It's a scruffy ball, but sometimes they do find room to prosper from this kind of position. Little kick by Brough, chased hard, Martin! But did he come from an offside position? Was he offside? He's not sure.
It's clever play by Danny Brough. But
the suspicions are that he was in front of the kicker. Do we have an answer here? The man with a helmet running in the middle of the screen is behind the kicker.
Definitely behind.
Yep.
Just watch. Definitely behind. Well-timed run try.
Well, that would seem to be no problems. What about this? No problems. Suddenly, we have a cup tie on our hands again here.
That's very good play by Martin, because it's so easy to overrun when a guy is coming back against the grain. Timing the run, very well played. And that's what you want. The standoff complementing the scrum half, understanding and reading the play. Lovely kick by Brough, but a beautifully timed run by this man.
Well, it looks as though Wakefield had just run out of options, given it up on the 6th tackle, lost their composure, but they hadn't, and they certainly haven't lost this cup tie, because if Brough puts this over, as he should, then Wakefield lead 17 points to 16. Oh, take it again. Wigan players are saying if he started his run-up, he should have carried on, but referees having none of that.
Well, you felt they had nothing left in the tank. A couple of mistakes, given good field position. And now
John Keir has a love affair with the Challenge Cup. 98, 2005, famous moments in Rugby League and Challenge Cup history. And are his side about to get themselves back in the competition here, leading as they do by 17 points to 16.
lovely kick. Good play by Jay Pitts as well. Good play by Jay Pitts.
Suddenly that drop goal from the first half from Danny Brough is looking a little more significant.
This is where they've got to work now. They've got to put the yardage in the early tackles.
This is all about who wants it most now, isn't it? On what is now a quite blustery, cool, rainy day in Wakefield. This is where Challenge Cup glory is won and lost, and here comes Atkins on the break again, pushing off defenders. Eventually fell. Play on though, the referee says. Peterson kept the faith and stayed with him.
Very good play by Wakefield. They spotted Tim Smith in the outside, in the right centre position. They've attacked him by the long ball. Got on the outside of him by Atkins.
It's a different game, a totally different game. What a difference a try has made. Sixth tackle. Drew just dribbles it forward.
Great kick,
Phelps
good chase. And that's about 90 yards in that set of six. Now they've got to work hard now.
not give any penalties away. Wigan will be hoping desperately that they get something here, because that is the third tackle, and they're only 12 yards away from their own line. Smith bends his back. It's up to the big fellas. Fielden, you do something about this. Trundling forward again. Can anybody smash it downfield? No, they go for the boot. Held up by the wind. Oof.
Surrender!
It's Blamire who's tackled. Let's hear more from the touchline. Tanya.
Yeah, with James Stockton who's out injured for Wakefield, how tough is it to sit and watch this?
Yeah, it's always hard to watch. You know, you get itchy feet when you've been injured, especially when the boys are starting to play well. I think the first half we sort of slumped in the second part of that first half, but came back now, and hopefully we can just have ball control for the last 20 or so minutes.
Lovely, thanks very much for your time, James.
It's a heavyweight battle now. They're slugging it out, and they will do for the next 25 minutes or so. That's a good kick.
Very good kick. They're working down the left-hand side, aren't they?
That's good play by Phelps.
First, move! Hold.
Claims that Obst was late.
Go.
Here's Phelps again.
Second, move!
Pendulum has swung towards Wakefield now all of a sudden again. It's amazing.
It's Carmont, the centre. A half break, a half break.
Third, move!
Very nearly a full break, which would have had major significance in the pattern of the game. Now Bailey. Four tackles gone, 2 to come. Luluai. Here's Smith. No Coley, minus the bandage.
5!
I think this is going up in the air.
It's going to be wet and slippery when it comes down, but it's not gone that high. Little chip, Blamire takes.
Played for the check and didn't need the kick there.
Move!
I still think, they've underplayed the high kick with the conditions. It'd be an absolute nightmare for, winger and full back.
Second.
Strong play by Scott Griggs. This is Moore. Richard Moore battering it forward again.
Move, Andy! Go, go.
Drew.
4.
You're running on his last take of petrol this season, Brad Drew, but what a player he has been and what a player he remains. The kick is by Brough is a big one. Phelps carefully watches an awkward bounce and takes it cleanly enough. The Wakefield line is up there to meet him.
Good chase.
First. Move!
Wigan start from here.
Hold.
5 more tackles to get as far downfield as they possibly can. Wakefield muscling up in defence now.
Move!
It's as if they found an energy that seemed to have been seeping away from them in that first half. Sam Tompkins taking a difficult pass that might have been forward.
That was flat.
McAlorum to Hawk. Hawk looking for another of those punishing runs of his. Carmont was sniffing the opportunity of an offload, but it didn't appear.
Stand up, Gareth. Stand up.
Here's McAlorum.
Knock on.
Knock on. Oh,
He didn't play the ball properly.
Gareth Hawk is having a word with the referee, complaining.
Watch. He's shouting at him. He should get up, get up, get up. Just dropped to the floor and didn't play it, so he gave a knock on.
Okay, right up, Sam.
He's complaining that Richard Moore was playing too big a part in that, but that was
Ouch!
just ball security, not adhered to. Here comes Martin.
Dominance! Stand! Waits.
4
Go.
interchanges remaining. Remember, at the start of the game, they start with 12 each. Players come and go, mainly the big men, the forwards, but 4 left. It's a game of chess now between 2 very, very good coaches, Noble and Keir. When do they change who?
Third. Move! And hold. Go.
It comes down to the interchange and the bench. Oh, great tackle, Laughlin. The Wigan bench looks a little bit stronger.
Hold on, Sean.
Here's Moore. It's a fabulous cup tie.
5.
It really is. It's ebbed and flowed. It looked as though Wigan were going to take a stranglehold, but Wakefield, with that try in this second half, have made it a terrific contest again. Up it goes. Drew stands and watches. Out it comes to Moore.
He was there in front. He was offside.
He was
Everyone,
offside.
Yeah. He put one of them up in the first half, and because the
Tim
wind
Wade.
was behind him,
He was the one man in front.
John Keir has all the knowledge, but so too does Brian Noble. who uses it most effectively.
The thing has been, they've kept hold of possession, haven't they, Wakefield? So they haven't put themselves under pressure. Finish the sets and perhaps put a good kick in.
Back to the middle. This is an excellent position for Wigan to find themselves in now. Just over 20 minutes to play. There's still an awful lot of twists and turns to appear on this pitch. It's Coley. He's lost it. He's lost it. Play on. And it'll be another 6, I fancy.
Good tackle.
Tompkins has lost it.
Had to come in. That's great play, Danny Brough.
There are 13 bodies on either side, which are being stretched to the limits here.
If you're going to come in, that's the way to do it. Man and ball. Numbers on the left-hand side for Wigan. This is the first one, I think, yeah. Obbs strips it. Play on.
Out.
Scrum half on scrum half.
Move.
Wakefield have it back again from that scrum. Oh, Winterstein! How close was that to the costliest error of the game so far? He'll hide out in the left centres for a while. Oh, don't give me the ball again. He'll have to take the ball again and take it up safely this time. Nerves settled just a little.
Well, that's where they're going now. They're going left. Atkins, Winterstein. But again, the young mid, you know, much yardage there, so it'll be a tough kick.
Demetrio.
Well played, Demetrio.
Such a solid figure, isn't it?
Move.
Drew will kick. It's watched, it's caught, it's safe enough. Wakefield's line is there, and the tackle is made.
Move.
Yeah, Jay Pitts, the young Wakefield second row, has got been having ice work on his right knee, but they say they can put him back on if they have to.
Hold Wakefield. Go.
Nice work if you can get it. Oh, Phelps almost juggled.
Third.
3 tackles to come.
Wait for it to be wait.
Sun's threatening to come out. We'll be having rainbows
Hold on,
next.
Michael.
Here comes Coley. That's a good surge by him.
4.
It's given Wigan decent position. It's put Wakefield back on the back foot once more.
Go.
Out Wakefield's line comes racing and chasing as Fielden gathers
5.
in and is gathered in turn. Tackle 6 is the next. What magic will be weaved here? Tompkins, little dab kick through, came off the boot of Martin. It's dropped on, it's still going, it's still going. And Blaymeyer just about saved the day. Otherwise, it was try for Wigan.
Good little kick. Once it ricochets, you're in trouble. Good, well played. Well played. Blaymeyer, there's the kick. Comes off Martin. Morse tries to go down on it. Tompkins kicks through. Good play there, Blaymeyer.
Well, the Super League gives us wonderful entertainment week in, week out, but what makes the Challenge Cup so special is both these sides know there is absolutely no coming back from what happens in these next 18 minutes. For one, the way to Wembley will remain clear. For the other, it'll be broken hearts, and nobody can guess which way it's going at this stage.
That's a good kick again.
1 point the difference. One missed tackle might also be the difference. 5 more tackles to come here for Wigan. Coley, that's a good drive again. He's playing well at the moment, is Andy Coley.
Sam Hobbs is hanging on to him, isn't he? Trying to steal the ball one-on-one.
McAlorum, Smith. Just trying to search their way through again, but Wakefield's defending is good enough. McAlorum bobs away. Here's O'Loughlin.
Good angle.
Oh, that's a good break by Gleeson, almost through. Real strength and power applied. McAlorum, back goes Smith again. Wakefield's line is teetering at the moment. Fielden tries to test them, pushes away one, and Stuart Fielden scores a try that might be priceless. And boy, do they know it, those Wigan fans. The cherry and white is blossoming just for the moment.
There was nothing on.
Fielden, what a try.
There was nothing on, and there was a mismatch because Sam Hobbs went too high on Stuart Fielden, brushed him off. I can see why he's so happy, his 3rd try. Just watch, there's nothing on, he takes his standing still, puts his Sam Hobbs off, And that's it. Too much pace for Richard Moore. You can't stop him. That close, just watch. You can't go high on someone like Stuart Fielden. Puts his foot down, hits the gap. Very, very simple try. Again, the missed tackle. A great play by Stuart Fielden. The awareness from a standing start.
Well, all due respect to Stuart Fielden, but in the 3 tries he's scored for Wigan over the last, 3 years or so, I don't think too often he'd have been described as having too much pace for the defence. But there you go. Here comes Richards with a goal that stretches Wigan's lead to 22 points to 17. It is still only 1 score difference, but just for the moment, the pendulum swings back Wigan's way.
He is. Goes down, try. There he is.
Brian Noble gives very little away in his emotions. He's standing just to the side of us in the gantry here, and he's giving very little away as well at the moment. But I'm sure his heart is beating, as is John Kears at the moment, both knowing that this contest is not over yet.
I think his heart will have been in his mouth when Andy Coley pops the ball up on his own line.
Here's a try scorer, Fielden. And he's pumped up as well.
Move! Yes, Steve. Go.
15 minutes to go. Still too close to call. McIlroy.
Third. Move!
Well, the character that Wakefield have shown in this game, you know, you can't write him off yet.
Sam, leave him up.
Well, that's Hock again.
And they're targeting Sam Hobbs now, aren't they?
Move!
Like the Wakefield Wildcats are targeting Tim Smith.
Walk away.
Sam Hobbs.
Outside. He's clear. He's clear.
Careful watch of the bounce. Wigan just about having territorial advantage in this second half.
Sean, go.
Drew at dummy half. Here comes Grix.
Hold. 2. Move. And wait. Go.
Drew. Oh, and another costly error.
Big error.
Oliver Wilkes.
Big error. Had a little look there, didn't he, Oliver Wilkes? Just took his eye off the ball, saw the defenders closing him down.
Here comes O'Loughlin. Off he goes.
Good pace off the back of the scrum.
Martin got the hips. Demetriou got the upper body. It's Hock again. An explosive run once more. He leaves them battered and bruised.
Wilkes had a go at him there as well.
Oh, Hock and Brough just had a bit of a coming together. Nothing more than a hard stare from about an inch or so apart.
He wants the ball as well. He wants the ball.
It's McIlroy. Oh, it's behind him. Richards has to be careful. Here's Coley.
Did very well today, Coley. Apart from the missed tackle very early on, he's
McIlroy.
led from the front so well.
Smith bumped away by Leolatu.
Good tackle.
6th tackle. Sam Tompkins. Up it goes. Grix is underneath it, so too is Richards. Richards is such an expert in that position.
Hand over.
Yeah, he's so good there, isn't he?
But he knocked on.
Such a tall winger. Great hands as well.
Here's Demetriou.
There's a few of them now losing their heads a little bit. The realisation of missing out on a Challenge Cup final. This has been a big influence, the tackle area and slowing the ball down. And Wigan have dominated that aspect of play.
Drew. Leolatu. Leolatu half through the line. He's such a dangerous customer because of his pace. Drew again. Well, that's good play by Snitch. But they are up to tackle 5, and here comes the last, and they're only just inside the Wigan half. Drew, little kick over the top. It's desperation stuff. It's collected well by Obbs. Obbs gets it away, but it was a poor forced pass that simply could not be handled by Danny Brough. Came to him at such pace, didn't it?
Yeah, a good play once again, good communication. Brew Obst gets his hands free in the tackle, puts it down.
Here's Tanya on the touchline.
George Carmont's had very heavy strapping put onto his left thigh. We're told he's got a dead leg.
Here's Fielden.
Second. Move.
There'll be all kinds of bumps and bruises after this game because it has been a bruising encounter. Here's Palliasina.
Third.
With 11 minutes left to play. Wigan just about have the advantage.
Not much in it, Dave.
They have the field position as well, don't they? Wakefield haven't had it inside the Wigan half for the last few minutes. That's a good ball by Tompkins, and Carmont on the angle.
Move.
Tackle 6. Here's McAlora. It's Smith again.
Play on.
Peterson watches it, takes it well, and has got a bit of space here, but Bailey's there to make the tackle. Had he not, there was about 80 yards of open acreage ahead of Matt Peterson. This is good by Atkins.
I think we need to see him a bit more in the game, Wakefield. You know, he's very dangerous.
Snitch.
Third. Move.
Demetriou. Martin. Playing for their Challenge Cup lives here at the moment. Both these sides. Here's Drew. Just held by Snitch and Leolatu, and there are options here. Leolatu to Peterson. Dragged down, thrown back, got out of play anyway before he got the offload in.
It's good play, good attack. Great pace by Leolatu. Just was very dangerous.
Speak to Danny as well. Don't square up
But
after
good
the play.
play by Amos Roberts. He just used the touchline like the extra defender, showed him the outside. Just watch him. He stands aside. Go on then, take me on, son. Never ever going to get on the outside.
It's the briefest of brushes with a whitewash. Matthew Peterson. Wakefield will have the consolation of knowing that Wigan are at least where they want them to be. And they'll be hoping for a big effort in defence here. Palliasina, oh, it was a risky ball.
What are they doing? 9 minutes to go. Put it up your jumper.
Here's Palliasina again. 2 successive drives. Suspect he might be off very soon. He looks as though he's running on empty at the moment as Fielden takes it in.
Move. And hold. Go.
Hock. Solid set here for Wigan. They are ploughing their way back towards a halfway line.
Move.
Tompkins.
Very good kick. Very, very good kick. Great kick. Under pressure.
He's a terrific prospect, he really is. Not only for Wigan, but for England as well.
Just watch. They close him down. He knows what he's putting it.
He's at Wakefield, have to cover 90 metres now. And not only that, the clock was running down. The referee has just stopped it, but it helps to run it down as well. Sam Tompkins is one of a crop of young Wigan players coming through. Brian Noble is carefully bringing them on as well. Sean Edsko not playing today.
One piece
Here's
of
a chance for Martin on the fringes.
Good hit. McAlora. I tell you what, I've been impressed with him today.
Second.
Does
Move.
basics
And wait.
extremely well. He's a very tough kid.
There's another one who's come through the ranks. He's not a local lad, McAlora, and he started at Leeds with Queens in Leeds. So full marks to the Wigan scouting setup to have got him involved in Wigan's academy.
There he is again.
Move. Stand right. Go.
Leolatu, but they're running out of tackles.
Made an impact, hasn't he, Leolatu?
Tackle 6, again they're going to... Oh, they wanted to run it, but it's been knocked on.
And I think that's been the difference. When at the critical stages, they've just put the ball down. Danny Brough on a couple of occasions, Oliver Wilkes, and now Dimitru.
Fingers are going. John Keir knows it's tense and it's tight, but it is not quite unwinnable yet. But they need possession.
It's still anyone's game. One piece of magic, one missed tackle. Space here.
Offload by Paliasino.
Gotta go.
Here comes Richards. Richards just held onto by Snitch. That was an important tackle, it really was.
Fantastic tackle by
But
Snitch.
what happens next here? Because Wigan with momentum. Tompkins, now Hock. Hock steps up off the right foot again, runs at Sculthorpe, tries to batter his way through Martin. Both of them just about hang on. But there are 4 more tackles to come. This is a match-winning position. Luluai.
What a goal.
3 more tackles for Wakefield to hang on. 3 more tackles for Wigan to win it. They're driving it in, and Bailey a foot away from where he wants to be. McAlorum scoops it out. Tompkins off the left, over the line. What a try!
Did he drop it?
But has he dropped it over the line?
By his reaction, he thinks he scored. By his reaction.
Possibility of a dummy runner.
Ooh, now then.
Well, now it's up in the air. The possibility of a dummy runner. So that could be obstruction. It's a question of grounding as well. Well, here we go. There's the dummy runner. Was he involved in blocking? No,
nothing,
he wasn't.
nothing. Try.
That's okay.
That's a try.
That's okay.
No way.
Well, there's the dummy run from O'Loughlin, running into 3. He runs into Martin, but there's no way Martin...
No, he gets across
Martin
to
was
make
never
the
going to be
tackle.
involved. This is a try.
That's a try. Got to be a try.
Watch again here. O'Loughlin comes running in.
Oh no, he stops him. He's not. I think that's a try.
Nothing wrong with the grounding. This is a key moment because this is the moment that decides the game. Wigan score here. They've won it.
Try.
That's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine.
Try, definite try.
Well, everybody's getting a little frustrated, but they have to get this right. They have to get this right.
It's got to be a try, hasn't it?
Ian Smith is the video referee. He's going to be unpopular with someone. It's the nature of the job. Sam Tompkins, 20 years of age, has just scored a try that surely puts Wigan into the quarterfinals of the Carnegie Challenge Cup. We'll be hearing plenty from him over the next few years. Plenty. He's a star in the making. And Brian Noble knows that his side have just about steered a safe course through now.
Lovely breaking. That was a great tackle by Snitch. There we are. In, step, strength, try.
And that ability from that close to the line, and you look at him. He's about 8 stone wet through, and yet his strength is phenomenal.
He looks very tall and slight. If we stood next door to him, Dave, he'd be a lot bigger than us, let me tell you.
Richards with a kick has put it over. 17 points to Wakefield. 28 now for the Wigan Warriors. And it is those in cherry and white who are suddenly enjoying the day a lot more than they were 15 minutes ago. It's a short kick-off. Wakefield are in the realms of gambling here now. They have to, because with 3 and a bit minutes left to play, they have to score twice. It's a very similar scenario to the one when we saw St Helens against Leeds in the last round, when Leeds had to score twice in what seemed to be an impossible situation. They scored the one, and they went in hunt of a second. Here's Drew. No Blaymire. Here's Atkins.
Move!
Wakefield have to score in this set to stand any hope whatsoever.
Third.
And they've three tackles. Three tackles to produce now. Obst. Here's Sculthorpe. Along the line it goes. Bibb offloads. He has to. Brough now picks up and throws it left to Blaymire. Inside ball to Drew. Drew now. One dummy. Then back inside for Sculthorpe. Sculthorpe tries to twist away. Wrapped up by three defenders. Obst. Drew. Drew with a short pass. Hammered in again. Wigan only have to hold out here, and they've won it. Drew now picks up and tries himself.
You're going to hold him up.
Sixth tackle. Handover. Should be Wigan's game. What about the man of the match today? You got the Carnegie man of the match.
Yeah, I got a, tough choice. McIlaurin's played really well, but for me, go forward. Wigan's forwards have been very dominant, and there he is, Andy Coley, my Carnegie man of the match today, led from the front. Big impact on the game.
Trying not to smile, even though he knew the camera was in his face, but well done to Andy Coley. Just over 2 minutes left to play. Wakefield will only have the ball in their hands one more time, and they have to score twice.
I have to say, at the end of the first half, I thought the Wakefield were out on their feet. They've showed tremendous character, resilience coming back into the second half.
Move! Go!
It's not going to be a fairy tale year this year for John Keir, not in the Challenge Cup anyway, but his side do retain a very good interest in the playoff positions in the Super League, so there might be some glory to come in the league campaign yet, but not in the Cup. The Challenge Cup will not be going Wakefield's way this year, but it might be going Wigan's. Finding their form.
At the right time for the Cup run.
Here's Grix with the offload. Taken on by Demetriou.
Dominance! 3 weights.
Here's Obst. Now Sculthorpe. Again looking for the offload desperately, giving it away. Hock to Tompkins. Tompkins saw the gap, wants to go through it, holding off Leolatu. Leolatu just about wins the battle, and they're still battling, and it's going to be a penalty.
Oh, he doesn't want to get involved now, doesn't he? Gareth Hock.
Well, it was a private matter between Leolatu and Sam Tompkins. And then everybody else decided to get involved as well.
Certainly upset a few hours after coming on, isn't he, Tompkins? Tries to stay on his feet, throws him on the floor. And here's another go. Much of nothing, really.
And to be fair, Tompkins didn't seem to be bothered, really, did he? Not really bothered to get involved.
Here we are. This will now be the last kick of the match. There he is.
Some rather concerned faces in there, but doesn't matter much as far as the outcome is concerned. Wigan, having been given the penalty, decide to go for goal because, as Jonathan says, it will be the last act of the match. And Pat Richards, well, he will be bothered if it goes over, but he won't be over concerned if it misses also, because he knows that little smile on his face that his side are still en route for a Wembley Cup final. They're into the last 8. They will be the first side into the last 8 of this year's competition. Richards steps up, right-footed, hits it well. Just to the left, I think. Yes, it is. Just to the left. It doesn't matter. Wakefield have given their all in this battle today. They looked down and out at times, but had the character to come right back into it. But Wigan had the pedigree to see themselves through and into the draw for the quarter-finals. Wigan have won here by 28 points to 17.
Yeah, it's a little bit too much for them. Too much forward power. The yardage made it easy for the kicking game. Just had a little bit too much the finishing end as well. But great character shown by the Wakefield Wildcats. Wigan go through into the hat tomorrow.
Well done to Pat Richards and his side. they can still boast about being Wembley bound.
Justin, it seemed that Wigan just at every point had more options than Wakefield.
The support play was a lot better. Every time that they carried the ball, they had a couple of options, and each time Wakefield looked like that they were going to get on a run and make some field position down the pitch. They didn't seem to have the support play that Wigan had. Wigan, I think, converted their opportunities a lot better than what Wakefield did. I think they thoroughly deserved to win because they seem to be the better team, or the most consistent team throughout the entire match.
Grix there, I thought he looked like something from a Greek tragedy, or maybe a tennis player from the early 80s, a bit of Bjorn Borg about him. But the Wigan players, you can see the smiles on their faces. This really does matter. They're well pumped up from this result.
Yeah, they're in great form at the moment, and I'm sure they would have come here, you know, dreaming of success, one step closer to the Challenge Cup Grand Final. And you know, I thought their forwards did a fantastic job.
Well, a bloodied and battered Andy Coley was man of the match, and he's with Tanya Arnold now.
Andy, there's the champagne. Many congratulations. You're a bit bloodied and bruised.
Yeah, it was a tough encounter. It always is at Wakefield. You know, they're a good team, and they're getting back to the form that they showed at the start of the year.
They got off to a flyer, didn't they? How important that you came back into it and had the lead going into the second half.
Yeah, we talked about having a great start, and we couldn't have done any worse. But credit to the boys who really stuck with it. I think if that was the start of the year, probably 8 weeks ago, we'd have lost that game. But we're sort of really working for each other now.
And the confidence seems to be oozing through the team now.
Yeah, and it all comes from the back of a few wins. I think that's 4 on the bounce now, so hopefully going from strength to strength.
And how important for you to move through to the last 8 of the Challenge Cup?
Yeah, you know, cup football, it's knockout football, and all that matters is getting a hat. You know, we're there. It wasn't a great performance, but the effort was fantastic. That's all that matters, really.
And how tough the conditions? Yeah, it's been windy, it's been wet.
Yeah, no, we came. We chose the half before we went in, and the wind changed direction. We came out, it's gale force the opposite way, so you know, that's how it goes sometimes. But we adapted well and come up with the result.
Many congratulations. Go and get your eyes sorted out,
Cheers,
Andy. Let's bring in Brian Noble. Brian, a nail-biter.
Oh, I'm highly delighted with what the players have dished up, because after the emotional high of last week, you know, up in Murrayfield, it was always going to be a tough game, and you had the ball swirling and loose conditions in the second half, and the start that we gave ourselves at the beginning of the first half, it was always going to be uphill for us, but that element of character that his team's development was there for all to see.
How worried were you after you found yourself 10-0 down?
Oh, well, luckily it was early. You know, it's in the first 10 minutes. It's not the best start that we had, but I knew we had enough in our arsenal to post some points. I knew if we got to the right end of the field, I think we actually scored a couple from the middle of the field. You know, we didn't have any field position whatsoever in the first half, and a little bit more in the second half. But, you know, it's another reinforcement of the message that if we look after the ball, we're okay.
You stressed to your team at half-time that Wakefield would not go away, and they didn't, did they?
Anybody that plays here, when the game looked like they're scruffy, Wakefield come up with a play, and you're quite right, it gets quite anxious, doesn't it? Brad Drew's got the ball, or Danny Brough has got the ball with a short kick towards the back end there. You could be scratching your head thinking, oh, what happened there? But we found enough reason to get to their end of the field, and Sam Tompkins came up with the play and made the game safe for us.
Can you breathe easy at that point?
I think you can, yeah. I think with 5-6 minutes to go, you know, where we've been defending as well, you know, I'm pretty confident we're going to come home with the spoils.
Brian, congratulations through to the last 8. Let's bring in Stuart Fielden. Stuart, congratulations on your try. Broke through the line very smartly.
Yeah, probably as much of a shock to me as anyone else. But it's not about the try, it's just about the win. And you swap a scruffy win like that for a smooth loss anytime.
How far do you think this team's come in the last, 5-6 weeks?
Oh, amazingly far, but it's the same. Like, it was good against Saints last week, but it's about what we do to each other, really, just with the ball. You can't beat any team these days with dropping as much ball as we do, so we've got to improve in that area massively.
And the fans gave you a magnificent support here, didn't they, this afternoon?
Yeah, the Wigan fans always do. They're travelling great numbers and they're a great set.
And what was it like playing out there? I mean, it looked like a real arm wrestle in the first half between you forwards.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit, like I said, it was still scruffy, wasn't it? It wasn't exactly a smooth game for either side, but we toughed it out, and that's what you need to do in these type of games.
And Stuart, by the time you tell the tale of that try, how many metres will you have run, do you think, in a couple of years' time when you look back on that one?
Well, it's not about that. It doesn't count in our little try-scoring thing, so I've still got one to score in the league yet, but that's another story.
Stuart, thanks for talking to us. Let's bring in Sean Loughlin, the captain. Sean, how important for you guys to back up the St Helens win with victory here today?
Yeah, it was a massive game for us. We wanted a good run in the Challenge Cup, but also wanted a good result so we could kick on with our season.
What was it like in those first few minutes as they started like a whirlwind?
Yeah, they did. We come up with quite a few errors and was pretty disappointed where we started, but credit to us, we turned things around the back end of the half and managed to score things up and come out in the second half and performed again.
How important that you went into that half-time break ahead?
There was a strong wind and we knew they'd get a few points in us that half. So it was just a relief that we did come in and head, and with that win behind us, we knew we'd score some points.
It's been a difficult time for Wigan, a difficult few years. It made a huge amount, wouldn't it, to you, to the club, to the fans, to get to Wembley in the Challenge Cup final?
Yeah, the supporters turned out big for us today, and we were very grateful for that. And we really want a good run in the Challenge Cup for ourselves and for the spectators.
Sean, congratulations on the win. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you. Cheers.